Well, when she was just 17, Gracie Rosenberger lost the use of both of her legs in a car accident. It took years of rehabilitation, but through prayer and determination, she overcame all her difficulties, and today she's helping amputees all over the world get the help and medical attention they need. Now, Gracie has taken her journey a step further with her new book, Gracie Standing with Hope. We have Gracie and her husband, Peter, now joining us to tell us more about it. Welcome to Midday.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to have you here. All right, so this is really duo because you both really wrote the book, right? Kind of both stepped in.
It's the first time that a woman has told her story through her husband's pen.
Is that scary or not?
The stitches come out next week.
Yeah. All right, so tell us why you wrote this book. What was this about?
Well, I've wanted to write the book since I had the accident in 1983, but I had, you know, at that point you're just so innocent and ridiculously stupid, you know, of how far you have to come, you know, how much life you have to live before you get to the point that you have anything to say to anybody, I think. And for me, I wanted to write the book because over the past 27 years since the accident, I've had so much, and I think that we can say this on TV, so if we can't, maybe we'll have that 7-second thing, but I've just had so much crapola happen to me in life, you know what I'm saying, that I wanted a book that said, even if you've had this much junk piled on you, and you know, and horrible, some of it, you know, horrendous. You know, you can still make it. I mean, there's a God that's big enough, because at first you start off going, what happened to my big God? And then now, you know, 27 years later, you're going, I want people to know that my God is big enough for this much junk, you know, and if he's big enough for my junk, he's big enough for your junk.
And we got junk.
Well, you know, I think everybody has junk in some form or fashion, right?
That's right.
And we were talking earlier because you were saying that through this, now your life and your eyes have really turned and you see a whole new need out there, and you're really ministering and helping others in so many ways.
It's a real privilege to do this, and there's an old saying, you minister out of your wounds. Well, we got a lot of wounds. Gracie held on to her legs for a very long time, and when she gave them up, when she relinquished them, that's when she stepped into the purposes that God had for her. I mean, it was like for 12 years, her mangled legs had dictated to her life, and then, ironically, the absence of her legs would do the same. And the lesson we share with folks on that is sometimes we hold on to things that are so destructive, so painful, so crippling, and we're terrified of living without them. She looked into that abyss and said, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to step into the hands of God. And amazingly enough, there are amputees right now in Africa who are getting a limb because she trusted God with her pain, with her heartache, with her suffering.
We're seeing a little bit of that video right now, so let's talk about that too, because it's Standing with Hope, and people can check out all the details online through your website.
Well, that's our son Grayson, who won a bubble wrap contest a couple years ago, and Terry Bolger here at Channel 4 did a great story on him, and it was a pretty big deal internationally for him. And but we go over there and we train workers on the ground on how to care for their own people, for the lifetime needs of amputees, because amputees have, well, Gracie still gets adjustments on her legs. I have to take her to the shop. They put her up on the rack.
I love that.
No, I'm just kidding. They don't put you on the rack. Sometimes they do. And,
some of these people never worn a leg. Some of them never had a leg, and you see some of them.
Now that guy's name is George, by the way, and so that's George and Gracie. We think that's kind of funny. Say goodnight, Gracie.
This audience is going to be too young for that.
But what do you want the readers coming away after reading this book?
I think she said it perfectly. I think she said, you know, if God is big enough in her situations, we want readers. We don't.
Did you say that?
What?
You said I said it perfectly?
I know you did. I was so stunned.
Don't you love this
Get
couple?
the media right now.
Oh my Lord!
Off camera
Mark this date.
The crapola comment did it. You know, we want the readers to know that, you know, we don't want them to compare to Gracie's stuff because, say, you know, I thought I had problems, so I saw their stuff. I saw Peter, but I'm doing better. But we want them to say, you know what? If they found God to be faithful and greater than this, the 73 surgeries, the $9 million in medical bills, the constant pain she's in, being married to me, which is such a privilege, I know. And then we want readers to know God is faithful, and they can trust this God. Read the book.
You got to check it out. I hate that we're out of time. You should talk to these folks off camera, too.
We can't be out of time, Holly.
The crapola kicked you off.
We love you guys. They're wonderful stories. Wow.
They're so
see
nice.
you both.
Thank you.
Gracie and Peter Rosenberger. You can pick up a copy of Gracie's book. Again, it's called Gracie, Standing with Hope. It is available right now in bookstores. And you can learn more about their organization, Standing with Hope, an incredible ministry, by logging on to the More at Midday section of WSMV.com.